This is a mock interview conducted by Forum IAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in, sir?
Yeah, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sparsh. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So, Sparsh, you are from New Delhi. Which place do you stay in New Delhi?
Sir, I was born in Delhi, but I grew up in Gurugram, Haryana.
So, now you are residing in Gurgaon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You chose mathematics and you did M.Tech. Okay. Tell us in life which disappointment you have faced is one of the biggest setbacks that has happened with you.
Sir, I would say last year, so for the Civil Services Exam, I was supposed to take the mains exam, but I got COVID in the middle.
Okay.
So I could only take the first 5 papers and the next 4 papers I could not attempt. So I felt bad for 1 week almost, sir, but I recovered from that, sir.
Okay. So, was your oxygen level less or what was the reason you couldn't take the 4 papers?
Sir, I was at home in isolation. Sir, I had very sore throat. I was not able to eat for 3 days.
Okay.
So my health was not, I was not able to go for the exam.
Okay. Sparsh, you have also been working for quite some time.
Yes, sir.
So, have you been part of any change management in any of the jobs?
So my job was mainly about coding, sir.
I know.
Yes, sir. Sir, I cannot recall any change management.
Okay. So, since you are in coding, how would you distinguish between Python and C++?
So C++ is a compiled language. So the code is compiled to binary. So whereas in Python it's a scripting language, and so code is converted to bytecode and that is executed. So C++ being a binary output, so it would be much more faster. So Python comparatively it would be less slow. Sir, I would say recently there has been more development in Python, so a lot of libraries, particularly machine learning, artificial intelligence, so those kind of libraries are readily available in Python compared to C++. Sir.
Suppose you are Secretary Telecom and IT. Tell us what would be the policy background that you will formulate to bring AI into mainstream of research as well as in practical applications.
Sir, I can think some tax incentives can be there for investment that is being done in artificial intelligence. So secondly, I would say providing the government data, sir, non-personalized data for development. So because for AI development, a lot of data and computing power is needed. So that can be thought of. So these are the things I can think of right now, sir.
What about the practical aspect of AI use? What would you do to encourage more practical applications, whether it is health, whether it is agriculture? There are so many fields of where AI can be used, including your finance and budgeting. There are so many areas. So, how would you do the approach? What training, what facilities would you provide? You are the secretary. Yes, take it as you are the secretary of the ministry. And you have to give a recommendation to the Prime Minister.
So since it is applicable in many fields, I think skill development in those fields can be done. So for example, finance, some new skills are needed in the people who are developing these things.
So my next question is with growing internet users and India doing well in digital database, what are the cyber security threats that we are tackling? Because every day there are almost 3 cyber security attacks on Indian systems.
Yes, sir.
So how do we address that?
Sir, in cyber security, sir, there are, at an Indian level, we are doing a lot of things. Sir, we have several organizations. For example, I4C. So we have CERT-In to respond to cyber attacks. So then we also have a national cyber security policy of 2013. So that decides how to implement, how secure our networks in a better way. Sir, I think in cyber security, we also need international collaboration. So because cyber attacks don't see international national boundaries. So the international collaboration is needed. So in that regard, we have some treaties like the Budapest Convention that aims to harmonize national laws when it comes to cyber security.
Yeah, because the Home Minister said cyber security is becoming a national threat.
Yes, sir.
So where is the threat coming from?
Sir, it is critical infrastructure is being attacked. Sir, if we look at AIMS itself, so it was out of service for 2 weeks almost. So in that in particular
Prior
attack,
to that, the banking system was hit.
yes, sir.
So there are, and the Home Minister said there are 3 or 4 attacks every day on Indian systems nowadays.
Sir.
So it's a huge challenge for the government.
Right, sir.
What about policing and judiciary? How they can be roped in? Because they are the ones who have to decide.
So police, sir, I think sensitization is needed. Sir, every police station can have a cyber security expert. So who knows about the challenges that
we already have cyber cells with the police department.
Yes, sir. Sir, I will give you an example. Sir, I got a spam call. Sir, I called 19. They were not able to scam me, but I called 1930. I tried to report it that this is the person who's trying to scam me. They said since scam has not happened, we cannot do anything. So, but the thing is that person will attack the next another person. So I think in that scenario, some sensitization is needed, that to proactively address these concerns.
Thank you, Sparsh. I'll pass it on to the next one.
Okay. Mr. Sparsh Yadav,
Yes, sir.
you are from Delhi, okay?
Yes, sir, from Gurgaon, sir.
Gurgaon. But you having some exposure to Delhi also?
Sir, I was just born, sir. I've always lived in Gurgaon.
Okay. Tell me about Gurgaon, something.
Sir, Gurgaon is sir, one of the districts in Haryana. Sir, it has the highest literacy rate in Haryana. Sir, it is also a thriving IT sector. Sir, and then recently a lot of infrastructure development is also happening in Gurgaon, sir. Sir, we also have a Ravli range. And sir, there are plans to form a Ravli biodiversity park also in that particular range, sir.
Have you followed this year's union budget?
Yes, sir. I have followed it.
Okay, then tell some highlights of this year's budget.
Sir, one was fiscal consolidation. So the aim is to bring the fiscal deficit to less than 6% to 5.9%. So another highlight was to investment in capital infrastructure. So 10 lakh crore have been done for that. So because of the multiplier effect it has. So there has been also promotion for the new tax regime. So people will adopt it much more. Sir, in agriculture also a lot of things have been done. Sir, agriculture digital infrastructure is being promoted. Sir, also the funding for cooperatives in agriculture also needs to be increased. So that has also been taken care of.
So, I would like your views about the so much allotment for the capital expenditure and reducing the budget allocation for Manrega or scholarship to the minorities or these types of socially supporting programs has been drastically cut. How you view this thing? Because it has been, there have been some concerns also in the population. I mean, those sections who are directly affected, especially those who derive their employment, because this is assured that they should get that much of employment.
Right, sir. Sir, regarding the cuts in Manrega or the PM Kisan also not has been increased, sir. Sir, the finance minister said that in that regard, the migration will happen because there was like a lot of urban to rural migration due to COVID. And so that will somehow people will again move from rural to urban areas for employment. So the Manrega budget that much is not required. And sir, it will be augmented if and when required. Sir, regarding the capital expenditure, sir, the idea is to have the multiplier effect. Sir, because that draws in private investment. So when we are building bridges, roads, so that will also provide employment to the people. So I think seeing the long-term impact of capital expenditure, sir, I think in that regard the decision has been taken.
Okay, climate change is a important issue and almost is affecting all walk of life.
Yes, sir.
Please tell me about the latest by government's efforts for mitigating and adopting the climate changes. And yesterday our Honorable Prime Minister has observed in a meeting of World Bank, he has given certain concept which I already propagated in the Glasgow meeting. What was that? Have you heard about his, have you read about his statement about climate change?
Sir, I have not read the statement, sir, but can I make a guess regarding? Sir?
Okay, go ahead.
This is a live program.
Yes, exactly. What he has observed. What do you want to say?
Sir, the Prime Minister wants us to move from mindless consumption, so to be more mindful of things we are consuming in everyday life. So these small impact, whatever an individual can contribute, sir, can have a large impact if 8 billion people of Earth are collectively mindfully doing consumption, sir.
Basically, he has told that from discussion to the dinner table, in the sense that everybody should, those who are affected, they should come forward and change their lifestyle, so that ultimately then, I mean, just by discussion and by meetings and by conferences, they will not cut much ice. Right. Okay. Have you heard about vibrant village programs?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what is the objective, how India is moving, and what is the impact?
Sir, the objective, sir, it is being implemented in 5 states that are bordering China. Sir, the objective is to check the that migration that is happening from border villages, away from border villages. So the idea is to have better governance in these regions. Sir, that will bring more security also, because the local population acts as eyes and ears for the Indian Army. And sir, it will also lead to development of basic necessities like healthcare, education in these regions, sir. Sir, in this regard, sir, even fast track approach is being followed for particular villages. Sir, I think Arunachal 600 villages are being done on a faster pace. And sir, I think it will help securing India's border in this Vibrant Villages program.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Hello, Sparsh.
sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Now you've lived in Gurgaon.
Yes, sir.
Now, would you agree with me that Gurgaon is among the worst planned city in Delhi NCR?
Sir, I would say there are some things that can be done. Sir, but I would not say that it is the worst planned city. Sir, I think there are some need for improvement is definitely there, sir.
Okay. So if you have to suggest 3 measures for better urban planning in Gurgaon, what are those 3 things that you'll suggest?
So one of the challenges I personally feel is, sir, multiple organizations when are dealing with the infrastructure, particularly road and the sidewalks. Sir, they build a road and then someone digs it up, then electricity department digs it up. So I think maybe a more integrated approach can be needed in that place, sir. So secondly, sir, drainage can be improved. So because in rainy time we do see that the underpasses are filled with water. And sir, desilting is not that common, sir, although I've seen a recent increase in that. So finally, I would say, sir, maybe some more greenery can be there on the roadsides. So these maybe techniques like Miyawaki forest and these things can be used, sir.
All right. Sir was asking you, have you visited any biodiversity park? So there is a Aravali biodiversity park in near Gurgaon only. You haven't visited that?
Sir, that is, yes, sir, I have not visited that, sir.
Right.
You said it was being planned. It's already there.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. So there's one other thing, it has been planned, but I'm not sure of the name, sir.
All right. Okay. So it's in New Gurgaon that is being planned.
Right, sir.
Yes. Okay. All right. Now you have done your M.Tech in aerospace engineering also.
Yes,
now
sir.
recently RLV, the reusable launch vehicle, was tested. Can you tell me the difference between a RLV of India and say a reusable vehicle of SpaceX?
So there's significant difference. So SpaceX rocket is about the reusability of the first stage, sir. So whereas this RLV will be the last stage of the rocket. So this is something similar to space shuttle program that the USA had. So I think that is the major difference between SpaceX and India's RLV.
All right. All right. My last question would be, and because you are into coding.
Yes, sir.
Right. What would you say would be the best algorithm that can be used to travel from point A to point B?
Sir, in this scenario, sir, I think a graph can be constructed and a depth first search can be done on that.
Okay, the graph search. Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Okay. Thank you.
Sparsh,
Good morning, sir.
good morning. What according to you is the importance of East Africa in India's strategic calculus?
Sir, East Africa nations, sir, they do touch the Indian Ocean, and so there are concerns of piracy in this region. And checking piracy will help a smoother international trade. And sir, I think Indian Navy, being in proximity, geographical proximity of this region, can be helpful in that regard, sir.
Okay, security of sea lines of communication, that is one.
Sir, I am not sure. Sir, India can have some economic contacts, so that will only help India's trade.
Okay.
Sir, but I am not exactly sure of any steps that have been taken, particularly with East Africa.
Can you think of something?
Sir, tackling China's influence. So, because China is growing roots in Africa, so that can be a part of it. And sir, maybe development of these nations on Indian values of sir, equity. Sir, I think that can be also a way forward.
Okay, very good. Why is so much premium placed upon the freedom of speech and expression? Why is it so important?
Sir, it is important because every individual will have a liberty to express his own opinion. Sir, even if they see any lacunas in governance, so that can be brought forward, which will not be possible if freedom of speech and expression is missing. Sir, it also allows person to grow, so they can explore what they want to learn. So, in that regard, it is also helpful, sir.
Any flip side of this right?
So, definitely, sir. It is not a absolute right, sir. There are some restrictions when it comes to national sovereignty and integrity. So, with respect to public order, so those restrictions should be there. So, people who are indulging in hate speech, or sedition, so we have laws regarding that.
Okay. So how do you think fake news can be a nuisance to the society?
Sir, fake news is a big nuisance, sir. It's sir, I think everyone agrees that misinformation, sir, and particularly with new technology like DALI and stable diffusion that are coming up. So it is very easy to generate fake images and even sir audios. So there were recently images of Macron protesting in the street that were generated using AI. So I think everyone agrees that something needs to be done about this misinformation or fake news, sir.
And how can we tackle fake news? Any steps taken by the government?
The government recently has in the IT rules suggested that it will form a fact-checking body that will decide which facts are correct or not. And accordingly, the social media platforms will have to agree with to take down that material.
So is this step all right? There are some apprehensions with regard to this step of the government.
Yes, sir. There are apprehensions. So there are many apprehensions. In fact, sir. Firstly, sir, it will be limited in resources. And so if you look at misinformation, sir, it is being generated such a large scope on the internet. So definitely it will be limited in manpower. And sir, I think there's need for more technology to tackle that.
So this apprehension what you are telling about is on the implementation side.
Yes, sir.
Any other apprehensions?
Yes, sir. Sir, apart from that, it is about ensuring the independence of that particular body. So that people think that it will lead to censorship somehow. And sir, that concerns are also valid because recently before this PIB was made the fact-checking body. And sir, PIB gave some decisions and later on the state government had to say that it was correct, whereas PIB said it was incorrect. So sometimes it can be challenging to even decide what is exactly was fake news and what is correct.
Sparsh, can you think of some socio-economic political impacts of high judicial pendency in India?
So social impact, sir, it impacts the people. So they have to spend a lot of time going for these trials. So it will have not just economic impact but psychological impact on those people. And there are a lot of people who are put in jail as they are under trial and they have not been released for such a long time. So that impact is also there. Sir, and delay in judicial, sir, also impacts.
Think on a larger scale, how does it impact it as a society?
So on a larger scale, sir, I would say that it will somehow decrease the trust of the individual on the judiciary system, so since it is taking such a long time.
And what will be the consequences of that?
So consequences, sir, we have seen people taking the law in their own hands.
Yes.
So be it mob lynching, so in these scenarios.
Okay. Thank you, Sparsh. That is all from my side. Sparsh, one thing I noticed, when you talk to a member, now you tend to look that member only.
Yes, sir.
If you are not too uncomfortable, you may try to look at other members also once in a while.
Correct.
Apart from that, I am very impressed. Other members said you have a very good knowledge base, but keep revising the things that come in
Right.
news. And that is all. All the best to you.
Thank you, sir.